In a world where financial markets are the lifeblood of global economies, the mere whisper of a liquidity crisis can send shockwaves through the corridors of power and the streets of Main Street alike. Today, we stand on the precipice of such a crisis as ominous signs emerge from the depths of the banking system, threatening to unravel the delicate fabric of financial stability. The Economic Collapse blog has sounded the alarm, suggesting that something has indeed broken, and the Federal Reserve's silence on the matter only adds to the growing unease. But what exactly is a liquidity crisis, and why should you care? At its core, a liquidity crisis occurs when financial institutions, businesses, or even entire economies find themselves unable to meet short-term financial obligations due to a lack of liquid assets. In simpler terms, it's like running out of cash when you need it the most. And in the world of finance, cash is king. The implications of such a crisis are far-reaching, potentially leading to a domino effect of defaults, bankruptcies, and economic contraction. The current situation is reminiscent of the 2008 financial crisis, where the collapse of Lehman Brothers and the subsequent credit crunch sent global markets into a tailspin. However, this time, the warning signs are more subtle, yet equally alarming. The Federal Reserve, the guardian of monetary policy in the United States, has been conspicuously tight-lipped about the brewing storm, leaving market participants to speculate and brace for impact. The numbers, however, do not lie. Key indicators such as the overnight repo market rates, which reflect the cost of borrowing cash overnight, have been exhibiting unusual volatility, suggesting that banks are increasingly reluctant to lend to one another. This reluctance is a telltale sign of mistrust within the banking system, a harbinger of potential trouble ahead. Moreover, the recent surge in demand for the Federal Reserve's emergency lending facilities, designed to provide liquidity to banks in times of stress, further underscores the gravity of this situation. But why is this happening now? Several factors are at play, creating a perfect storm for a liquidity crunch. Firstly, the global economy is grappling with the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has left many businesses and households financially vulnerable. Secondly, geopolitical tensions, particularly in Eastern Europe and the Middle East, have added a layer of uncertainty to the economic landscape, causing investors to seek safe havens and hoard cash. Thirdly, the rapid rise in interest rates, a tool used by central banks to combat inflation, has inadvertently tightened financial conditions, making it more expensive for businesses and consumers to borrow. As a result, the flow of credit, the lifeblood of economic activity, is being choked, threatening to stifle growth and trigger a recession. The implications of a liquidity crisis extend beyond the financial markets, affecting everyday people in profound ways. For instance, businesses may struggle to secure loans to fund operations, leading to layoffs and reduced consumer spending. Homeowners could face higher mortgage rates, making it difficult to afford their homes. Even governments, reliant on borrowing to finance public services, could find themselves in a fiscal bind, forced to cut spending or raise taxes. In essence, a liquidity crisis has the potential to touch every corner of society, from Wall Street to Main Street. So, what can be done to avert this looming disaster? The Federal Reserve and other central banks around the world must act swiftly and decisively to inject liquidity into the system, reassuring markets and restoring confidence. This could involve lowering interest rates, expanding emergency lending facilities, or even implementing unconventional measures such as quantitative easing. Additionally, governments must be prepared to step in with fiscal support, providing targeted relief to businesses and households most affected by the crisis. However, these measures are not without risks. Flooding the market with liquidity could stoke inflationary pressures, while excessive government spending could exacerbate fiscal deficits. Therefore, policymakers must strike a delicate balance, navigating the treacherous waters of economic uncertainty with precision and foresight. As we stand on the brink of a potential liquidity crisis, the stakes have never been higher. The decisions made in the coming days and weeks will shape the trajectory of the global economy for years to come. Will we avert disaster and emerge stronger, or will we succumb to the forces of financial instability? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the world is watching, and the clock is ticking. In this high-stakes game of economic chess, every move counts, and the consequences of inaction could be dire. As we hold our breath and await the next chapter in this unfolding drama, one can only hope that the lessons of the past have been learned, and that the future will be brighter for all.